Yo, what's going on YouTube, man? Welcome back to another vlog, man. It's been a while, bro. I don't think I had like really the chance to upload a vlog for you guys in the month of June. There was like one or two things that I did that I could have vlogged, but I'm gonna get into a little bit about what's been going on in my life lately. As you guys know, this is like this channel is more of like just a documentary of my life. Like, a lot of people make vlogging channels to like blow up with it and stuff like that. In my case, this is more or less just for me to, I don't know, document what's been going on with me, something I can kind of look back on in the future. And then if people happen to just enjoy the journey or the process of my life, you know, then so be it, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what it is. It's for me, but it's also for you guys at the same time. But anyways, basically, this is kind of a little rundown of what's been going on. So, in the last vlog I made about Jacob's wedding, which that video did pretty well, actually. I'm very, very surprised. I think that, let me fix this really quick. Okay, there we go. I think that video has gotten so far the most views at like 100 something, 120, 130 something views. And so since then, the month of June, as you guys can see, I cut my hair. I'm gonna put a little clip on the screen here. I took a little video of the before and after. But basically, I cut my hair off because I've had the long hair now for, I want to say like 2 years, 2.5 years. It was like a long process in the making, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, at first I had long hair only up top. I used to shave the sides, and then I decided, you know what, I want long hair all around. So I started growing out the sides, and I went through like the ugly stage. And then obviously I got to a point where my hair was long all around, and then I started doing braids and all this other stuff. But it started getting to the point where I didn't feel like doing my hair every day. I didn't get braids so often because I'm like very tender-headed. So I would get braids, and literally, like, I want to say not even a full week, bro. It'd be like 3 days later and my head's already like itching crazy. And it would leave me in a stage where like I just wanted to take them out, even though I just got them done. And I have friends who, they'll get braids and they'll leave them in for like 3 weeks. I wasn't one of those people, so it was essentially like a waste of money, you know. So I just figured it would just be easier for me to cut my hair, try a different like hairstyle out, and see where we go from there. And for the people who know me closely, they know that my whole life I've always had different hairstyles. So I had long hair recently for about 2 to 3 years, and that was my 3rd time growing my hair out in my life. So who knows, maybe I'll do it again in the future. Who knows what my next hairstyle would be? I don't know. I'm always switching things up. I'm always trying new things, you know. Anyways, moving on. So in terms of what's been going on with me recently, a lot of stuff has been going on. You know, you guys have pretty much been a part of the whole job journey with me, and you guys know I started a new job recently. Well, let me kind of explain something to you guys for those who don't know how this kind of works. So a couple months ago, I want to say back in late February, I got my CDL license, and I started driving transport vehicles, basically buses, from like within the tri-state area. So from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, from New Jersey to New York, stuff like that. Well, the problem is that since Trump has been put in office, which by the way, I still think he's a great president, but I know that because of him trying to save this country money and the government money and et cetera, a lot of funding has been cut in a lot of areas. So there's a lot of companies, like bus companies, I want to say, because I don't know too much about the trucking. I don't do trucking. I have a CDL Class B. But a lot of companies are not able to pay employees. So there are companies right now that are actually laying off their employees. There's certain companies, which mine falls into, where there's a lack of hours because they don't have enough runs to give out. And so essentially, long story short, my job right now is like, I'm employed, but I'm not. Like, I have a job, but they're not giving out a bunch of hours. And so it's been leaving me in a stage where like, and maybe you guys can relate, you know, I'm 24, so I'm a person in their mid-20s right now, approaching mid-20s, that has went to school, got a degree from college. I went to trade school, so I have a certificate, a degree. You know, I did the things that growing up I was always told by guidance counselors, by teachers, by parents, by families, by loved ones, etc. And it's left me where I'm at right now. And it's like, man, bro, like, it really makes you think, like, bro, going to school and doing all that stuff is really a scam. Like, if you're not going to school to be a doctor or a lawyer or like something that actually freaking matters, like, don't go to school, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, don't go to school, because I made that mistake. Now, I don't regret it because I try not to live with regrets in my life. But if I had the opportunity to do it again, I probably would have done it differently, you know? Maybe in the moment it would feel weird because, you know, like, a lot of people make their decision based off of trends. And I'll be honest, I was one of them, right? After high school, it's a trend to just go to college. If you don't go to college for some reason, you get seen as like you're not going anywhere. Like, and that's not just by friends, that's by family too. Like, after high school, if you don't go to college afterwards, you're seen as like you're gonna be a failure or something like that. And so that's basically what I did. Like, I went to college just to go to college, you know? I didn't even really know what I wanted to do. I didn't have like this big ambitious plan going to college, because in reality, what I'm doing right now is what I want to do. You know, as you guys know, I have another channel which I post a lot more often than I do on here. And this is my dream. This is what I would love to do. However, I need to do something in the meantime to take care of the stuff I got to take care of, right? So I didn't have a dream job. Like, this, like, I don't have a dream job to go work for someone else. Like, who dreams of working for someone else? You know what I mean? Like, most people want to work for themselves, unless you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, which a lawyer, most people that are successful in that start their own law firm anyway. So they end up not working for someone else. You know what I mean? The whole point is people want to work for themselves and do what they like to do. And so, since in my case, my dream is a lot longer of a process than one could argue a doctor's, right? Because no one ever really knows if this is something that they're going to be able to blow up from. You know, I had to figure out something in the meantime. And so by doing that, it's led me to where I'm at now, where it's like, it's hard to find good employment. When you do find the employment, it's probably not even what you really wanted in the first place. And again, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm single. I don't have kids. I don't have anything like that. Those are things I want to start at some point. But I feel like, and this is me personally, this is not for everybody, but I feel like me personally, right, as a man, like, I need to figure out not only where my head is at, but where my finances are at, where spiritually where I'm at. I need to make sure I'm good, right? Because I'm not going to be able to take care of someone else or like other people, you know what I mean, if I can't even fully keep myself in check or fully take care of myself. And that's kind of just been my mindset for the past, you know, couple of months. I want to say since the beginning of the year, because as most of you guys know, I'm religious. Like, I'm very heavy into Christ, and, you know, a lot of reading the Bible and all these other things have kind of like really shaped, like transformed my mind and how I'm thinking about things. And I've definitely been like thinking about a lot of stuff a lot more clearer. And I know that a lot of my actions in the past were wrong, and I had a wrong mindset of it. And I'm just trying to change for the better, you know? But with that being said, that's great and all, but now I'm suffering from the choices that I made before. I'm going through the consequences of my actions of the past, right? And so it's going to be a work in progress. And, you know, definitely keeping the faith and doing all these things I got to do. But it's hard, man. And I know that I'm not the only person in their 20s going through this, because from what I've been told, people going through this in their 20s is very, very normal. Like, this is just a normal thing. But obviously everybody's situation is different in some way, shape, or form. So in my case, where I'm at right now, I'm still working at my job. Technically, you know, at this point, I want to say barely, like, obviously, like part-time, right? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look for another job full-time, and my plan is to hopefully land a new full-time job, do that, right? That's crazy. Do that full-time and still keep the job I have right now part-time, and probably do it like on the weekends or something, whenever I have off. So essentially, my goal is to work 2 jobs, work as much as I can, and be able to pay off my student debt, pay off this car that I'm driving right now, so that I can actually start moving forward, right? Because especially in the economy that most of us, that we're all living in right now, assuming that everyone that watches this is here in the States, like, this economy, bro, it's very, very difficult in your 20s, or just our generation just growing up. It's like, it's really hard unless you're like a Kai Cenat, or you're like a freaking Cooper Flag. Like, you just have these talents where you could play professionally somewhere and make millions, or you're just like a creative genius where you can push out content that really grabs the attention of a whole bunch of people all at once. If you're not making millions of dollars as a 20-year-old, you're not gonna really you're not gonna be able to live comfortably financially. And that's just unfortunately like the world that we live in now. You go back almost 100 years ago, you could work at a factory and afford a home, a car, a family of like 4, and your wife didn't even have to work, with just one factory job back in the day. That's how simple things used to be, because millionaires weren't popping up every single day, and even that, I don't even know if millionaires was really a common thing back then. Like 100,000aires is basically what was common back then. But nowadays you have millionaires popping up pretty much every single day. Like every other hour of the day there's a new millionaire being made. And so for people, for regular income people like me and you, it makes it harder for us to achieve these dreams that we want to do. So yeah, that's pretty much been the rundown. And it's just mentally it's been a lot. I've been trying to keep myself together. I've been praying a lot, trying to stay faithful, but it's been a lot mentally. And the whole month of June was basically like that, man. It was trying to work, trying to pick up shifts, trying to do what I can with what I was given. The time that I'm not working, I'm looking at other jobs. I'm trying to stay strong mentally, because honestly, I would say this is like mentally, this has been one of the most challenging times of my life. I'm gonna be so honest, and I'm grateful that I don't have, I don't know how to say this in like English, but in Spanish we would say like compromiso. Like, I don't have like things tying me down right now. Like I said, I'm single, I don't have kids, I don't have X, Y, and Z that a lot of people that are around me have. I guess you guys know my friend Jacob got married last month, or in the month of May. I'm not married. I have other friends that have kids, like 1, 2, 3, or people who have an apartment. I don't have any of that stuff. I'm still in the figuring out my life stage, and that's okay. For anyone else who's going through the same boat as me, that's perfectly fine, bro. Like, you're not, the 20s is to figure yourself out. You're not supposed to already have life figured out. But that's the hard part, is that as humans, we want, especially men, we want to have stuff figured out. But, you can only control what you can control. And the saying I like, I think the UConn player, the Paige from the women's team, I think she, from like last year, 2 years ago, she said, control what you can and let God control. Oh no, control what you can and let God control what you can. I love that quote. Honestly, I've been saying that ever since I heard it on TV. That quote is beautiful, because it's facts. Like, if you're trying to control what you can't, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. And unfortunately, I was a victim of that. I used to do that all the time, pretty much most of my life. I would really stress about the things that I can't change right now. So the best thing you could do is just live in the moment, do what you can. And if you can't do something, then so be it, man. Tomorrow's another day, Tomorrow's another day. It'll be okay. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty good rundown of what's been going on the past month. Of why I wasn't able to upload a vlog for the month of June. I did end up going to an aquarium though. I could put pictures up and videos of what it looked like. I didn't want to make a vlog out of that day. It was more of a day I wanted to just enjoy with family and friends. I didn't want to walk around with a camera all day. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't want to walk around with a camera all day. Today though, for the 4th of July, I just got here to my cousin's house. I'm gonna go inside and prepare some food. And then later on in the video, once we get some more people coming over and we got the grill going, I'll bring the camera out, show you guys around when we light fireworks. In reality, this is not really gonna be a long vlog. And this vlog wasn't even really for the 4th of July. It was more of like catching up with you guys and giving you guys an update of what's been going on with me. So, you know, it just happens to be that it is the 4th of July. And I wanted to bring the camera out for today, you know, record some videos, not only for the vlog, but for memories. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later on in the day once, it's 12 o'clock right now. It is exactly 12:14. So sometime later on in the afternoon, I'll show you guys around, like I said, when we get the grill going. And yeah, maybe if I have anything else I want to bring up, I'll bring it up later on in the video, talk about some other things. But as of right now, this is everything that comes to mind for what has been going on in the past month. And you know, hopefully we'll pray that the month of July is a lot better. So I'll see you guys later.
Look at you. Mila, be careful with that.
She's not gonna know what to do. Hey, yes, let's go.
Look at you, Mila.
She's not gonna know what to do.
Whoa. She's dangerous.
Well, Mila, no, not to nobody. Go like this. Go like that. Come to me. Put it out. Like that.
Oh yeah.